The podcast you are about to listen to is a member of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB Financial. ATB sponsors hockey all the way from Tom Thumb and Pee Wee to the pros. They also love helping local volunteers whose tireless efforts often make hockey possible in their communities. For more on how ATB is here for you, head over to atb.com/listens.
Welcome to the Fifth Line Podcast, brought to you by the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB. This is your co-host, the always wonderful Joel, and with me today is the host, Carl Andra.
Hello.
What's up, Carl?
I'm wondering where Tiny is.
You know, I think we lost him.
Tiny has had the busiest of months.
Yeah, and it's like continually being busy.
He had like a work thing, and then he had to pack up his entire house.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had to celebrate Thanksgiving, and then he thinks he gets to go to Mexico.
Yeah. So he's not here.
He's not here. Do you want to see what he's up to right now?
Are we going to call him?
We could try calling him.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Is this Michael Torres?
It is. Who's this?
This is Carl Andra from the Fifth Line Podcast calling. How are you tonight?
Oh, you called me from. I was going to say it sounds suspiciously like my friend, but it's coming from a 415 phone number.
Yeah, welcome to the Fifth Line tonight, Mike. We heard you were busy, but we still wanted you to be a part of what was happening here.
Oh my God! Is there something special in the year tonight?
Well, it's Thanksgiving. We're thankful for you. We didn't want you to miss out.
Oh, I feel so appreciated, and I feel thankful for you as well.
Joel, are you still with us?
I was just listening to you guys talk to each other and care for each other as friends.
Oh, Joel. This is almost more than a guy can ask for. This is the best Thanksgiving ever.
What were you going to say, Mike, before we interrupted you?
I was going to ask you guys what you were so thankful for this year.
Carl's thankful for queso.
Always thankful for queso. What would be the number one way that you guys would include queso in your Thanksgiving dinners?
You know, I'm glad you asked this, Carl, because I've given this precisely zero thought, but I've got some good ideas. So when I think queso, there are a couple of things in the Thanksgiving dinner I think go really well with. One, mashed potatoes. I think queso can be an interesting additive. Some people put like some sour cream. Some people put some shredded cheddar cheese in their mashed potatoes as a secret ingredient to spice things up. I think queso can actually make a very, very nice addition to some Thanksgiving mashed potato dishes.
I can confirm that it is a great addition to mashed potatoes because I have done that before.
Is that like instead of gravy, you just go queso?
No, like you put it in while you're mashing. So like instead of like you add milk, you add sour cream, you mash it right in. And
then some cranberries on top. Do you guys go cranberries on mashed potatoes or no?
Cranberries just on the turkey.
Yeah, so I mainly stick cranberries to turkey, but when it comes to mashed potatoes, my topping order goes, I go corn immediately on top of the potatoes, then a little bit of stuffing, then gravy. And you sort of have to carve out the center of the mashed potatoes to create a little reservoir in there. But then you just mash all of that together, and you have something delicious and special.
Yeah, that's about as much as you can do for me with the mashed potatoes. The people who like do cranberries or anything other than gravy, I can get behind corn with that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else you Carl's just like, he's just dipping everything in queso, so he'd probably even be fine with the turkey.
Well, I think
maybe a little pumpkin pie.
No, you do not touch my pumpkin pie. Like, I love queso. They do not go together. That is my two favorite foods. They are separate on other ends, but like you have your vegetables at Thanksgiving, and sometimes people just make boring vegetables. So like 100%, you're dipping that broccoli or a Brussels sprout right into that queso.
Oh yeah, any green bean casserole better have a queso layer on top, or else I'm not touching it.
Yeah, a nice 5-layer green bean casserole.
You know, I've long said that there's not enough layering to Thanksgiving foods. So, Carl, I'm glad you're bringing this to the surface because it's something that I feel like needs to be talked about a little bit. Thanksgiving is a fantastic affair, but there's just not enough of the official dishes that bring the concept of layering into the equation. They leave all the work to us regular Joes. I'm tired of it. I think Thanksgiving needs to get off its duff and start making things for us.
Do we really need layers? I don't know.
Well, we already heard of Mike's potato corn stuffing gravy layer dish.
Isn't that what you have at KFC in the States? I've always seen these bowl things from KFC that have layers. That's basically what you're saying, Mike, is you want permission to be able to eat these monstrosity of combination bowls from all these different restaurants, basically.
Now, my idea of layering far, far predates the $5 favorites bowl from KFC, Joel, so I take exception to that. But usually where this idea comes from is my absolute favorite Thanksgiving food of all time, and I think I'm preaching to the choir here, the day after Thanksgiving sandwich. So that's where the affinity for layering comes in, because over the years of making the leftover sandwich, you experiment things little bit by little bit, and over the years I've come to a very layered, almost like leftover lasagna type of approach to making that sandwich. I mean, you got to have your turkey, you have to have your cranberry immediately on top of the turkey to keep it moist, mashed potatoes on top of that, stuffing on top of the mashed potatoes, a little gravy on top of both of those, rinse, repeat until you can't unhinge your jaw far enough to wrap it around the sandwich. Then you have your next day's meal. So I guess that is my inspiration for wanting to layer so much more throughout the entire Thanksgiving experience.
What if we did day after Thanksgiving meal burrito? So you do the same as a sandwich, but you basically put it in a tortilla, maybe with a little bit of a panini press type grill on the outside. I don't know. There's something there. I'm sure someone's done that before.
You replace that rice with some potato. You replace the beans with some corn. It's essentially the same thing, just a different medium. I want this immediately, right now.
Joel and Carl, you delicious bastards. Leave the two Canadians to come up with the next great Thanksgiving food. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, it's Canadian Mex. It's a new thing.
If there's one thing that Canadians do well, it's steal American ideas and turn it into our own thing, just like Canadian Thanksgiving. So since everything is burritoized in the States, I figured why not, right? Just put some
Absolutely.
Thanksgiving burrito in there and dip it in queso. You're done.
Whoa, okay. Now we're taking things to a whole nother level.
I just figured
Thanksgiving leftover burrito with queso.
Yeah, I'm just assuming Carl, everything that we talk about food-wise, Carl's wondering, his very next question in his head is, how would that go with queso?
That is a very
I can't confirm. It's a very easy series of inputs to discover what Carl and Mike are going to jump to next. If Carl, then queso. If Mike, then burrito.
And you combine the both of those, and we're there. You have us. We're sold.
That's why we're a package deal.
Absolutely. Well, Mike, I know you are very busy, which is why you can't be on the show tonight. We just wanted to chat with you. Any lasting parting thoughts? This will be coming out on Thanksgiving. Any thoughts you have for the fine folks on this wonderful American holiday?
I'd have to say this, folks. So as you're settling into your food hangovers, you're probably on your second or third plate of turkey already. You've already undone the belt by a notch. So now that we're all full of food and watching a little football, it's time for us to really dwell on what makes us really thankful in life. And if it's not for the food, if not for the sports and the TV, then it's for getting random calls from your friends on a Monday night while you're busy moving apartments. That's what makes you feel really valued. So, boys, thanks again for the phone call. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody at home. And you are all who I'm really thankful for this year.
Well, that was fun, Joel. It was nice to chat with Mike and have him on the show tonight. Another part of Thanksgiving That is a big part, especially in the States. We don't have anything anywhere similar to this around our Thanksgiving in Canada. But Black Friday, everyone loves to go shopping. They love the deals the day after, and it started to creep up into Canada. I feel like this is the last 3 or 4 years we actually get Black Friday sales in Canada.
It's true. So we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but we celebrate Black Friday.
Yeah, why not, right? Who doesn't love a deal?
Well, Carl, I think you consider yourself a stats guy, right?
Yeah, I like to be aware of what's happening out there for sure.
So I think I don't really want to talk about Black Friday and just because most people when you hear people talking about it now, it's oh, it's terrible consumerism, boo. I don't really care about that. What I do care about is great deals and knowing if Carl can take his stats knowledge of sports and translate it into the official fifth line, the Price is Right Black Friday special.
Oh, all right. I'll try.
So I figured I pulled up a bunch of flyers because all the flyers came out today. We're recording on Monday.
Philadelphia Flyers.
Not sure.
Okay.
So this came out. We're recording on Monday. It's coming out on or after Thanksgiving. But basically, I pulled up all of the flyers, and I'm going to see if you can figure out some of these deals.
Okay. So these are Canadian prices or American prices?
These are Canadian dollars. So all you Americans out there, just cut these prices in about half, and that's what you would pay.
Okay. And are there some good deals so far that you've seen? Before we get into it?
There's some great deals.
Okay. So I should be out shopping.
You should be. Russell Wilson just died. He is over. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we start at Canadian Tire because that's what Canadians do.
Yeah, I was there this week. I actually got a 100-piece screwdriver set, regular, $150 on sale for $25. I did not even need Black Friday to find great deals at Canadian Tire.
Well, what if you were to buy a 14-piece Japanese knife set?
Ooh.
Now, do you want me to give you original price?
Yeah, let's go a regular price.
$299.99.
Okay.
How much do you think it's being sold for on Black Friday?
So, what is my goal here? To get as close as possible? Are we playing Price is Right rules?
This is Price is Right rules.
So, close as I can without going over.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, regular price $300. I am going to say $175.
You are $100 off.
Seriously?
$69.99.
Wow.
I don't know what makes these knives so special. I'm not entirely I don't know what makes a Japanese knife versus a non-Japanese knife. Maybe it's just made in Japan. I don't know. But
I think it would be made in Japan. They make great knives in Japan, though.
Yeah, well, because those they to cut something like the fish and stuff they do, they need super sharp, really well made knives. I think, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, I don't know. That sounds okay. How about this, Carl? Were you ever thinking to yourself, "I'd like a fireplace"?
I would love a fireplace.
Would you like to pay $500 for a fireplace?
Does it also play me music? Does it pour me a beverage?
It is an electric fireplace that gives heat.
No, I'd probably pay $200 for one.
$229. You were close. $29 off. That's pretty good.
You know what? I'd toss in the extra $30 for that. Yeah.
So, okay, let's move to another store near and dear to our hearts.
Okay.
Amazon.
Love Amazon.
Okay.
Now, are these prices for Prime members or are these regular prices?
These are just regular prices. I'm just kidding. We're not going to play with Amazon because they just have percentage off. They don't actually tell me what the price is. It doesn't really work to play at that game.
That's too much math.
Yeah, same with IKEA. This is not going well, this game. Okay, here you go. Carl, have you ever been I want a 6-in-1 multi-use electric pressure cooker?
That sounds great.
It's $110 normally.
6-in-1. What are the 6 things that it can do? Because I would have assumed it does 1-in-1 and it pressure cooks.
Well, I believe it appears like it's also a rice cooker.
Okay.
It also, you can bake cakes in it.
Interesting.
Yeah, cake maker. You can cook eggs.
Okay, like poach an egg?
I guess so.
Huh.
It combines the features. Oh, here we go. A pressure cooker, a slow cooker, a rice cooker, a steamer, and a warmer.
Wow, a warmer. I've always wanted a warmer in my life.
Okay. Well, here you go. You can pay $110 today, or you can pay
$40 on Friday.
$48.88.
Oh, you know what? I would do that because I would probably pay I'd pay $30 for a rice cooker, and the fact that it's a rice cooker and other things. If you do not have a rice cooker or a pressure cooker, go ahead and get this.
Yeah, you go get that. Have you ever considered yourself a Tassimo drinker?
No. Yeah. Well, I have an espresso. So
Okay.
I'm in that same, the pod type coffee.
A Nespresso or an espresso?
Nespresso, like the commercials with George Clooney,
right?
And Danny DeVito.
So this is one of those kinds of things. Normally $140. How much you buying that for on Friday, Carl?
I'm thinking $65.
$47.
Wow, there are some great deals on Friday.
Okay, last one. We're heading to Best Buy. This is where it's at. You can buy a ThinkWare F50 1080p dash cam. Regularly $120.
$47.50.
$95.
That's not Best Buy.
That's not a Black Friday.
Best Buy. Come on.
Nobody. Best Buy does not really have any good deals.
Okay.
So.
Well, Joel, when you finish your Black Friday, was there any more?
No, that's all I got.
Okay, when you finish your Black Friday shopping, if you need some help paying off those credit card bills, you know what you could do? You could head over to the fine folks at ATB Financial. They can help you sort those things out. They're listening. They want to hear your needs. They're listening to you. Head over to atb.com/listens. They can help you if you get in some holiday shopping this Friday.
Do you get into the Black Friday shopping? Or Boxing Day? Boxing Day is bigger in Canada.
Boxing Day is bigger. I love, especially for electronics. The only place I usually go to, I wake up and I go to Best Buy.
Will you go there? You won't go there on Friday, though.
No, I'm going to work on Friday.
Okay.
My wife has the day off, though, so she might go do some shopping somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know how. I'm a little afraid to ask, but that's going to happen.
So I don't know. I don't really get into it. Like on Boxing Day, if I got nothing to do, I'll maybe go and do something, like go to Best Buy or something like that. But I don't know. I always usually find the things that I want are never on sale.
Yeah, like I was really hoping that in that Best Buy flyer, you could have pulled up a price for NHL 18. Could have gone and gotten that on a Black Friday special.
That'll be like $40 at Christmas.
Yeah.
That's how they usually go.
That is the Boxing Day sale that I will be looking for this year.
Yeah. I am hoping... What am I hoping for? Doug Gilmour book on sale, maybe?
I don't think that's going to go on sale, Joel. That is the hottest book in Canada right now.
I know. I'm still going to get it, I think, though.
Yeah, you'll pay full price for that bad boy.
So... Oh, yeah. What else have we got on the go for... You know what's happening this week? It's not Black Friday week in Canada.
No, it's just like it's a regular week, but...
It's not a regular week.
No?
No, it's Grey Cup week.
Oh! Everyone's favorite Canadian holiday.
Yeah. You going to watch it?
I'm going to watch it this year. I usually end up watching it, even if my team's not in it, but my Calgary Stampeders, after... I was not watching the game when they gave up the 14 points at the start, down 14-0 to the Eskimos. But I did watch when they mounted that comeback and went on and won the game. So I was very excited yesterday afternoon to get home and watch that game. Especially my dad's an Eskimos fan, so it was always nice to beat them. So then I think we're going to watch the game at my folks' place on Sunday. Just spend it with some good food and good friends.
Yeah, I'm well, like I mentioned on the show earlier this week that I am not going to be watching it, but I did watch most of the game on Sunday, the semifinals, or I guess that's just the finals. Was it the finals or the
West
semifinals?
Finals.
The West Finals. So I watched this West Finals, and this is the most CFL I have watched for sure this year, if not this year and last year combined. And I gotta say, as a watcher of the NFL, there's some crazy stuff in Canadian football.
It's weird. Like, you should not expect the same game from them. They're very different. The strategies are different, and not different enough that you should do what Jason Moss, head coach of the Eskimos, did yesterday, which was kick a field goal down 6 with 2 minutes to go. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, it was a really bad decision, and so that wasn't the weirdest thing about that game, though. Surprisingly enough, even though that was a terrible decision, that was not the weirdest thing about that game. Well, do you want me to go over some of the things that I realized how crazy Canadian football is?
I do. Tell me, Joel.
Me. I don't know how much we've talked about it before, but so there was a team, they were down by 6. And they were like, so if they went and scored a touchdown, they would be up, because a touchdown usually gets you an easy 7 points.
Yeah, you get 6, you kick the extra point, boom. Boom city.
What they decided to do instead was give up a single point. Did you know that you can get a single point in CFL football?
I did.
That's
the
crazy.
Listeners might not, though.
Yeah, so like if you get, how like there's touchbacks in the NFL? If you get a touchback in the CFL, it's a point.
For the other team.
For the other team, yeah. So like,
if you take a knee in the end zone, the other team gets a point.
Yeah, which is, it's crazy when you think about it, that's worth a point. That's not worth a point.
What makes it more interesting is the fact that the same thing happens on a field goal. Because one difference and why this makes it doable, the upright is at the front of the end zone in the CFL, unlike in the NFL. And so I think the Seahawks just scored. Joel,
no, Austin Matthews.
Oh, Austin Matthews scored.
Austin Matthews, he's so good. Anyways, continue.
He's good at hockey. So because the field goal is at the front of the end zone, there's way more opportunities to return it, right? Because you actually can get the ball and return it out. So a lot of times you'll see someone catch the ball, because again, if it misses in the end zone and it goes out the other side, that's a point.
Yeah.
So even accuracy not important, you can get a third of a field goal just by booting it through the end zone, which is a frequent occurrence.
So in the NFL, have you ever watched a game that's tied and they kick a last-second field goal to win?
Yeah.
In the CFL, you could just punt it through the end zone.
Yeah, accuracy, not super important. Just boot it.
Like I've actually seen where it's kind of frowned upon to just punt it. So you'll have guys who will kick the field goal, but they'll just kick it as hard as they can and don't really care if it goes straight, because they know that they're going to win. That point. So
it adds a weird twist to it, because there's very rare. Because even if you look at the NFL, how many games are settled by 1 point? Not a lot.
Yeah.
But the odd time it gets settled by a small amount. It's tied. It goes to overtime, and that becomes very important.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, though, as you're describing, we're talking about this crazy 1 point thing. You also just described another crazy thing. There is something in the middle of the field. There's
an upright right there.
In the middle of the field. Not like on the side of the field. Not like kind of off to the... Just right in the middle of the end zone.
It really makes it literal when you run a post pattern. You are literally running for that post in the middle of the end zone. Because it's not like they have like... Because there's some bend to the uprights, right? In the NFL, they kind of stick out a little bit. No, it's just straight. It's there. That post is in the middle of the end zone. And like mere feet from the goal line.
It's crazy. This was the other thing that happened on Sunday. There was they were lining up for a play. Clock's ticking down at the end of a quarter. 3, 2, 1. Hits double zeros. Should be over. Should be end of the quarter. Next quarter, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
What?
You can still snap the ball as long as you still have time on the play clock. The actual clock can be at 0 and you can still go with it.
So the clock is like the points and whose line is it anyway? It's like a suggestion.
Yeah, it's just there. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get CFL football.
A couple other things that is weird that you're not used to. You can have guys like in the NFL. You'll have a guy move in motion, right? You can do an end around. You can have a guy moving laterally when the ball is snapped. In the CFL, you will have receivers. You'll have the slot receivers running to the line when it's snapped.
Everybody's allowed to move.
Is it everyone or just the slot? I thought it was just those guys.
I don't know. You see like 8 guys moving though before this.
Yeah. So receivers, DBs, obviously DBs have always been able to move. Linebackers can move, whatever. But yeah, you have wide receivers moving before the snap, it's weird.
It's so bizarre.
But I think part of why that is necessary is another weird thing. You need to be able to give the offense more opportunities. You have to give them some ways to score because you only have 3 downs.
Well, and I think that's fairly well known that there's only 3 downs in Canadian football, but like I was trying to think about why. Why are there only 3 downs? Like, who made that decision?
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense. So there's just so many things about it that I don't get.
One thing that goes with the 3 downs is you see people, and again, there's a lot of things that play into this, but you see many, many more teams going for it on 3rd or 4th down, that last down you have. But what they do that you never, ever, ever see in the NFL is they have like a 3rd down quarterback. You have the 3rd down running back in the NFL. They'll bring in a quarterback whose literally main job is to just push the pile, get over that line. And so it's the running quarterback. That's his only job.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. And there's also 12 guys on the field. Like that's
fine because it's a bigger field.
Yeah, but like it just seems like just why are these like I always want to know like why they made these decisions because they modeled it. Didn't they model it after NFL or like American football?
The NFL started or the CFL started first. Like this is what the 107th Grey Cup or something like that?
Right. But the NFL started before the Super Bowl.
True. Yeah. So this is coming up Calgary Stampeders versus Toronto Argonauts, the 105th Grey Cup.
That's crazy. So also apparently putting your foot in the crease is a reason not to get a goal anymore.
Did you touch the goalie?
Nope.
Yeah, that seems wrong.
Yeah, it does seem wrong. But Austin Matthews' goal got turned back because Hyman had his foot in the crease.
That's dumb. I'm
yeah.
sorry, Joel.
It's okay. We're going to lose to the Coyotes, and it's going to be sad. So, what else? I was trying to think. Is there anything else about CFL? They have a different football, which is crazy.
Like it's bigger.
It's bigger.
Like noticeably bigger.
It's kind of like Texas. Everything's bigger in Canada. Bigger field, more players, bigger ball.
Yeah.
It's like a way bigger field. It's not just like a little bit bigger.
Because it's 10 yards longer, so like half is at the 55.
Yeah.
And then it's wider as well. They allowed cellies before, like when the NFL was like, you do not get to celebrate, the CFL was making up for lost time. They were like, we are going to do everything. One of my favorites I've ever seen, the Stampeders back in the day. It was when they had like Kenyon Rambo and Nick Lewis. They did a bobsled on the sideline. That was a good one.
So there's just some crazy ones. Did you see the limbo one?
Yeah, they used another player as the stick.
Yeah, crazy.
I like that. I like that it. You can do that. I love celebrate. Like the Steelers are getting all the publicity for it in the NFL right now with their creative celebrations. You should do that. You should be able to have a creative celebration. We should do those in the NHL.
In the NHL. Yeah, I don't know if you could. I don't know if you could. It would be very difficult.
I don't know. Like, what have we seen? We've only ever seen like Tiger Williams ride the stick, Ovi with his like the hot stick when he scored 50,
Timu,
the salute with Yager.
Yeah. I don't know what else you could do. I don't know.
Everyone just like hugs and jumps into the boards. We should get more creative.
Yeah.
Think about this.
I don't know what you could do. I don't know what you could do. So, but I just don't know how. Like, I could just see you getting into trouble, starting to do joint celebrations in hockey.
You can't do drugs in the middle of a hockey game.
There you go. So, Leafs officially lost. They got wrecked by the refs. This is a sad, depressing night. This is like the worst night for sports for Joel.
Well, let's talk more about the CFL. What is so obviously you mentioned you haven't watched it for some time.
Yeah.
Has like the NFL, because everyone loves college football. I don't know if you've noticed this trend. Everyone's in love with college football, saying it's better than the NFL. I personally, I think because of like the lack of coverage in Canada, I haven't gotten into it.
I can't get into it.
Is it like, what makes the NFL that much better for you than the CFL?
It's just better talent. That's the biggest thing about it, is that the talent in the CFL is really bad.
Because like the amount of people, there's some guys who, the most notable guy I can think of right now in the NFL is Cameron Wake. Like,
yeah,
he is an actual competent NFL player, like a great NFL player who played in the CFL.
Yeah. Jeff Garcia was a really good NFL player. Like, I don't know if he was great. He wasn't like amazing, but he was like
a no-doubt starting quarterback.
Yeah, for several years. I'm sure he went to the Pro Bowl, which pretty much everyone does in the NFL. But like, so he was notably good.
Yeah.
And he was a star in the CFL.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't really think of anyone else. Like, all the guys that were really, really good in the CFL that went to the NFL, for the most part, weren't really good.
Well, like, I think the first guy and the guy you look at, because of the records he set, Warren Moon, right? Like, he had a CFL career and an NFL career. There's a lot of guys who go to the CFL, then go to the NFL, and then come back. And you're like, yeah. Like, the one guy I think of, Henry Burris, former quarterback of the Stampeders, played for every team in the league, I'm pretty sure. He had a cup of coffee with the Bears.
Yeah.
And it became nothing.
Yeah, it became nothing. Like, who was it? Dave Dickinson? Great CFL quarterback. Went to a training camp, I think.
He was with the Chargers.
The Dolphins. Was he with the Chargers?
He was with the Chargers for sure.
I think he went to the Dolphins first, but
okay. He spent time like on the Chargers roster.
He was a third string quarterback for the Chargers. There you go.
Yeah.
He spent the entire season as the third string quarterback for the Chargers. Then he went to Seattle, apparently, and then he went to Miami.
Well, there you go.
And he finished the season with the Lions. So
that's how you get around, I guess.
That's how you do it. But like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of anyone. Doug Flutie, did we say him?
Doug Flutie, Like he had most of his time. He's well known for his college days, and then his CFL career was great.
Yeah, and he was okay as a Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, we led him to the playoffs. That was the unfortunate Music City Miracle, and I was cheering for the Bills because of Doug Flutie.
Yeah,
he was.
But I don't know. I can't. I'd be interested to know if any of our like American listeners have actually watched any of the CFL stuff as it's made its way onto. Because it's been like ESPN News and ESPN 7 or whatever is picking up CFL this past year, last couple of years. Do you think anyone's watching that, or is it just like there's because college is so much bigger, which is like you have the NFL and college, which are like probably at par with each other in popularity, depending on where you are. From a Canadian perspective, they're pretty much at par, depending on who you are and where you are. It can be one versus the other. But the CFL is not going to get any market in the States, like at all. Even when they had teams, no one cared about it there.
Which was a weird era. The Baltimore Colts,
the Las Vegas team,
the posse.
It was so, but like I wonder partly the reason why it never made sense was because it's just like people couldn't understand it because the rules are like super different.
Yeah, I could see that maybe being an issue for sure.
So I don't know. And I think it just comes down to the talent. Like a lot of like obviously like the top ranking college teams, they are going to they could probably beat CFL teams.
Yeah, I think we've seen, like, everyone makes a comparison, like Alabama last year. Like, could Alabama beat the Browns? Probably not.
Maybe.
But could they beat the worst team in the CFL? I would say so.
Oh, could they beat the best team in the CFL? Probably.
It's possible. I guess it depends. Like, it depends if you were to
which
play,
rules you're playing.
Exactly. So if you were to go and play NFL rules or CFL rules, then yeah.
Yeah. If you're playing NFL rules or like college rules, the college team will win for sure. If you're playing Canadian rules, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. But basically, the CFL comes down to just mediocre talent. Not very good. Kind of not great. Not super terrible, but just kind of okay. Which, you know what, Carl, is sort of like the I Have Some Notes podcast.
Wow.
Not the actual podcast, but the I Have Some Notes podcast. What they do as part of the Alberta Podcast Network is talk about mediocre movies.
Okay.
Have you ever wanted to know what Jurassic World would be like if it was better?
Could you make it better? Because I loved that movie.
Well, apparently you could. What about Waterworld? Or how about The Mummy starring Tom Cruise?
Bad.
The I Have Some Notes podcast. They take mediocre movies with the hosts Colin and Greg, and they try and make these movies blockbusters. Do they succeed? Not always. But they always try. So check them out anywhere where you can find podcasts, the Alberta Podcast Network. I Have Some Notes. Mediocre movies into blockbusters.
I have some notes for them. I thoroughly enjoyed Jurassic World.
Well, you better go listen to their podcast. It was one of the ones that they did recently, Jurassic World.
I love Jurassic. I love the whole Jurassic cinematic universe. Can we refer to it as that? The JCU.
They were okay movies. I liked them. But I wouldn't call them amazing. Jurassic Park, the first one, I think was pretty good. It's probably the best one.
Do you want to go see Star Wars when you move here?
We should do that. Not until like January though, or so.
I'll probably go see it twice, so that's fine.
Okay, I'm not gonna go. I'll probably go see it twice too. Did you know that moving to a town where your parents are, you can just like drop the kids off there and go watch movies now?
Yeah, that's a perk.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So, I'm trying to think. So they have these guys, Jurassic World, Star Wars: The Force Awakens,
That was a good movie.
Rogue One,
also a good movie.
The Mummy. There you go. I think you're gonna have to listen to some of their shows and send them some emails.
Yeah, I have some notes for them. I will be sending them all of them.
What is your most favorite movie that most people either don't like or like people are just kind of like, yeah, it's okay?
Jurassic Park 2 and 3.
You think those are great movies?
I think those are movies and everyone hates them. I watch those movies once a year.
Really?
Yeah, they're good.
They're like Back to the Future 2 and 3.
No. I don't really like Back to the Future, so that's fine.
What? Whoa. How do you not like Back to the Future?
I don't know. It's just okay.
Do you want a hot?
Like the first one was fine, but
do you want a hot?
I don't know.
Do you want a hot take?
Sure.
I like the fourth Indiana Jones.
The alien one?
I don't like the ending, but if you don't watch the last 2 minutes where they're becoming...
if you turn it off, right? Yeah, then it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I
thought it was pretty. I didn't mind Shia LaBeouf.
I feel like if we're talking hot takes, I find he's not as terrible as everyone thinks he is.
I think they just he was just an easy target.
Because what was he in? I saw him in some. Oh, what was that tank movie? Did you see that one?
No, I don't watch movies. Remember, I don't have the ability to.
Well, he was in a tank movie with Brad Pitt. It was good.
Huh. I liked him from Even Stevens.
Never watched it.
What? How did you not watch Even Stevens? That show was great.
I don't know. I stopped watching kids shows very early in my life.
So you didn't even watch Lizzie McGuire?
Never. No.
Man, you're missing out in the world.
Like I probably stopped watching those and switched to video games and Sports Center at like the age of 11.
I watched a lot of Headline Sports. That channel was always on in my house.
What was Headline Sports?
Or
The Score,
whatever. The one that doesn't have like shows. It just was replays after replays after replays.
Yeah, that was good.
That was so much better than the shows we have these days.
Yeah.
It takes you 20 minutes because okay, NBA's on now, NHL's going to be on after, baseball's after that. You just know whatever, right? You don't have to watch. Yeah.
Do you remember back they started doing court surfing?
Oh, that was great.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was so good.
They go back and forth between games. The only problem is if a game was getting really good and then the time limit was up on how much they could show of it.
Then they'd have to circle back.
Yeah.
I don't know how they made that work, but it did. So Indiana Jones is your hot take movie?
I think so. Because, I don't know. All the Indiana Jones. I love all of them. I'll watch all of them. I don't know. Remember the Titans? It's a great movie.
Everyone loves that movie.
I know.
If you don't like Remember the Titans, you can stop listening right now.
I can pretty much quote Remember the Titans.
I used Remember the Titans in a project recently. It was a hit.
Did you win at that?
Yeah. My prof commented back. He said, "Really good project. Love the quote from Coach Boone."
Coach Boone.
Of course he did.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Those are my go-to movies. We're watching a lot of Cars in my house these days.
Well, that's a good movie too.
Yeah, you would like Cars. How did I? Yeah, Lightning McQueen. Have you seen Cars 3 yet?
No, have not. I don't know if I've seen Cars 2.
Oh, We rented Cars 3 the other day.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, it's not that you don't watch movies. You just watch the same movie over and over again.
Yeah, we rented it on like video on demand or whatever. So we had it for 48 hours. I'm pretty sure we watched it 3 days or 3 times.
It's a lot. It's a lot of Cars.
Oh, yeah. That's all. That's Hank. It's all about Lightning McQueen right now.
That's good for him. I like that. Well, Joel, this is the last fifth line that you were going to record. Next fifth line is our Christmas special.
Christmas, yeah. I like it.
So stay tuned for that. We will have Tiny promises that he would be back for that one. So stay tuned. Watch out for that. And until then, you can head over to our Twitter at Fourth Line Podcast, thefourthlinepodcast.com. You can subscribe to us. You know where we are. You're already listening. We don't need to tell you, but if you're not subscribed already, hit the old subscribe button or something.
That subscribe button is very nice.
Yeah, so that way you don't have to come find us every week. We're just there for you.
Mm-hmm.
We're here for you. Boom City.
Boom City.